a digital race. Trade the dots, connect the line. Profits calling, it's my time. Precision move, sharp and clean. Living life on this money machine. Scalping seconds, slicing fast. Ride the wave, don't let it pass. Green and red, they set the tone. Win or lose, I'm in the zone. Trade the dots, connect the line. Profits calling, it's my time. Precision moves, sharp and clean. Living life on this money machine. Every tick's a heartbeat loud. High stakes play, I'm feeling proud. Risk and thrill, it's all the same. One more trade to up my game. Pivots turn, I'm locked and sure. Cut the losses, keep it pure. Every trend, I see the clues. I'll ride the highs and dodge the blues. Trade the dots, connect the line. Profits calling, it's my time. Precision moves, sharp and clean. Living life on this money machine.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, everybody. Give me a sound check. Let me know if you guys hear me okay, if everything is good. How's everybody doing this morning? Hi, everybody. Hi. Good morning. Let me see if everything is streaming on the show. Show looks good. Looking good. Ole, Diane K. Nice to see you guys. Hi, Peter, Santiago. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hey. So, new day, same bullshit, right? More volatility. We had two big events. This is the gold chart, but probably it's better if we look at this on the NAS chart. And look, I'm going to show you. I actually learned how to do drawing here in freehand. So let me see if this works. So this was drawing freehand. Okay, is this working? Yeah, cool. We'll let the sirens pass a little bit. Give me just 1 sec. Actually, looks to me like we're setting up on is this 102? I want to go to 102. Sorry, I want to go to 102. I want to go by the NAS one. Let me see if I have this right. Might as well just play the NAS right now. We have a setup. So long NAS right now for our setup. So what happened today? We had the Trump tariff announcement, basically saying that he got the tariff done, but it was very, very confusing because he said 55% tariffs stay in. And that really, confused the market because they thought the tariffs were at 55. But from what I understand, kind of deconstructing the various people on Twitter, it sounds like they're going to just stay at 10%. And the 55% is like tacked on for old tariffs against fentanyl. It's just like sort of basically bullshit stuff that Trump is counting as 55%. The net to an average tariff between U.S. and China is probably going to stay at around 10%, which is obviously acceptable to both parties. And so that's sort of net positive. So that was, that's the tariff news. That's the market is still trying to muddle on through. And then the secondary thing that we had, which was the CPI data. And CPI data came in cooler than expected, actually surprised the market in the sense that the market thought that that we had really, really strong impact from tariff costs, and it hasn't happened yet. Car prices actually stayed relatively low. And that's in many ways far more bullish because, this is something I keep saying to everybody. Everybody's focused on the fact that tariffs are going to have some sort of a inflationary shock to the system, but assuming that tariffs, that Trump does his bullshit and it's basically 10-10, it's really not going to be a big issue. But the real problem or the real benefit is low oil prices, which really, really press inflation to the downside. I mean, we're still 2.4 on core, and obviously you want to be at around 2 for core, but that's close enough for government work. And that's generally good for a whole bunch of reasons. Lower inflation, by its very definition, means bond prices can't really, skyrocket too much. It also creates better profit margins for corporations, a lower cost of capital. All those things create higher price earning multiples. And all of that generally should be positive for equities. Although the trade that I'm in right now, definitely struggling because it was a little bit problematic here on the side here. Let me just get rid of this. I want to delete all this. Delete all these little drawings, and I'll show you. Let me explain to you why I took the trade and why it was a little bit problematic. So remember, the key trigger for us is one trend, right? We have trend here. Back to drawing tools. Yeah. We have trend here. That's number one, blue above red. Two, momentum when we had the green dots here. 3, slope. And slope really isn't that great. It's not really super positive slope. The low on this thing is 1775. The low on this was 2025. And here is a great shorthand for what I consider to be truly great slope. Slope is just a fancy way of saying higher highs, lower lows, right? But the question is, what's the minimum higher high, minimum lower low that we should have in order to feel truly, truly, truly good about the setup? Anybody want to put out a guess? Anybody want to give me an idea of what you guys think should be the proper difference, the minimum difference you need in from one green dot to the next or one red dot to the next that would give you confidence that this is a higher high, lower low? I actually came up with what I thought was a pretty good hack. Let me see if you guys want to guess that. Size of the dot. No, I mean the dot is the dot. You kind of close there, Tom. What I'm talking about is if dot A is it's for NASDAQ, for example. If dot A for NASDAQ is 22,000, and the dot B, the prior dot, how much lower should the dot B be in order for us to really feel good about upward slope, higher high? How much lower should that be? What's the minimum amount? Anybody? Nobody have any idea? So a great shortcut for us, and this I think is going to just make it super easy for you to look for ideas. What's our target in NASDAQ? What's our target in NASDAQ? Type it in the comments. Yeah, it should be obvious, but obvious is not a mathematical definition. So I came up with a mathematical definition. William Adams, good to see you, my friend. William always coming up with the proper answer. So William says 5, which is correct, right? So and Tom says 5. William says 5. So 5 points should be the minimum difference. In other words, if this is why this is a good but not a great setup. If you look at the low over here, it's 2025. The prior low is 1775. That's not 5. That's like 2.5 points. What you want is for this low to have been 15, this low to have been 20, something like that. Then you would see actually a quite distinct upward slope. And conversely, when you're selling them, you want to do 20 ticks. Yeah, same thing, 20 ticks. So Ali and Joe are just being super tradery. They're like, I'm going to give it to you in ticks, not in points. But you're right. So the shortcut, and this is going to make it so easy for you, is whatever is the take profit for the instrument, that should be the minimum difference to give you a lot of confidence that the trade should work. So in S&P, should be at least 4 tick difference. In gold, should be at least a 10 tick difference. In NASDAQ, should be at least a 20 tick difference if we're doing it in ticks on futures. So if it's less than that, not a perfect setup. If it's more than that, you're in pretty good shape as far as differentiation goes. Does that make sense to everybody? I thought that was a pretty cool little hack to kind of quantify what is pretty obvious to us visually, but sometimes not. And if you want to kind of double check your math, you just simply look at the differentiation. Give yourself that that extra push. Good morning, Robert. Nice to see everybody. Everybody crawling into the room. I'll repeat all of this, guys. If you just came in late, don't worry. I'm going to repeat my little hack and advice and the whole thing a little bit later. Welcome to the room. We're just floating along NAS here. That's torturing us up and down. But I will. Today also, I'm going to. One of the cool things I'm going to try and do today with you is expand our horizon of trades to here it is, to more positional trades. I have in this particular chart, we're going to start looking for trend-based trades, for BFF trends. Remember, I'm just trading the dots with you because that's the simplest, easiest way to trade things during live. But this particular indicator has 6 different strategies in it. And this strategy that I have going today, I'm going to introducing you to, is the BFF trend strategy. So what we're going to do is, when and if this gives us some BFF trend signals, I'm going to show you how this type of strategy trades, which is a much more of a positional strategy with a short exit and a long exit. We'll try and do a trade if it comes up. But for those of you who are interested in maybe doing 1 or 2 trades in a day instead of trying to do 20 trades like I do over here every single day, this is going to be a much more interesting possibility. And I wanted to show you. I'm going to start disclosing to you some of these hidden, embedded, jeweled, strategies inside this thing, aside from what we already have here right now. So that's it. That's basically kind of it. We're just kind of hanging, not doing much. Kind of a positive mood, but cautious but positive, and that's keeping us from trying to get the target hit. We're in this trade at 34.50, targeting 39.50, and it's just floating. 10 points against us right now. Just really not doing much. Again, because the trade wasn't very, very clean up, and then afterwards we went red, green. So not exactly a vote of confidence here. What we like to see is strong green upward. We want to see this kind of a situation right over here, where you could feel confident that you're going to be doing well. All right, let me delete all these things. So, for example, again, there's a red dot in between, so it's not like what you want is nice, clean green dots, no interruption of red dots. You want true expression of momentum, upside or downside. Right now, you have uncertainty, which is actually resolving against us as we're watching this trade. So, we're just going to watch this and see what happens. But like in this particular case, the low in this one is 20.25. The low in this one is 24.25. Still not 5. Still not 5 points. Still not really good enough, right? And that's kind of interesting in terms of being able to look at this stuff. Meantime, let's take a look at gold and see what gold wants to do. So here's a good, for us, we can also look at gold as a kind of an interesting analog here. And so the low, remember, these are reds against the green, right? This last green, the low was 61.1. And the low here is less. It's even less. What you want is the low to be 62.1 or higher in order for you to to feel confident for an upward trend. And it's clearly not an upward trend here. It's kind of diving down, coming in. Market's generally doing its usual hesitation move. Not really seeing a lot of conviction one way or the other as far as trade goes. We're floating the small NAS position, and we're at the mercy of pre-market flows at this point. Again, because the trade wasn't the perfect trade. It was a good trade, but not a perfect trade. Just 1 out of 1,000. By the way, here's what the funded account looks like in wealth charts. We're going to leave that be right now. I'm still going to try and trade. I want to run I want to get like 3 funded accounts in wealth charts, and of course we have the funded accounts in TradeOvate. Let me just sort of show you. This is the account that was at 500, 5,200 yesterday. It's almost at 600. I've been trading pretty much the S&P exclusively with it, and maybe we'll trade a little bit. I'll trade a little bit of the funded account with you, but you get the idea of like how what the possibilities are here on this thing. This is it. If you guys are looking at this trading view over here, I showed this in Asia, and if you want to come hang out with me in Asia, I'll describe it a little bit more. But this is sort of experimental. This is the same dot thing. It's just what we're doing in trading view here is it automatically tells you if the dot is higher or lower than the prior dot. If it's lower, then it's going to be white on the green side, and if it's higher, it's going to be blue on the red side. What the net point of this, without me going too much into detail to describe this, because I don't want to bother too many people, is that this kind of creates a really, really quick visual cortex structure where you get a white green, definitely a trade. You get a blue red, definitely a trade to the downside. It just gives you that whole higher high, lower low sequence very, very quickly visually. I'm just testing it out. We'll, if people like it, we'll try to incorporate it into our trading. But for now, we're just keeping it experimental. Yeah, measuring the dots. Sorry, are you asking me like, am I doing that? Like manually? The answer is kind of yes. Yeah, like, I mean, I didn't do it in this case, and now I have to eat this trade. Looks like my Nasdaq trade did not work, and it broke to the downside. So yeah, no. We just, what you see here is a CPI pump, and then very, very little continuity, not a lot of continuity. So now we're going to stay very, very patient and try to nurse this NAS position. Try to take a better signal next time for this NAS position over here, and then we'll work the other account as well, the 1-on-3 account, which is going to be in BFF trend mode. So we'll just cycle through that as well. No, the trade is white green or blue red, always on the red, and always on the green after. Because white green means higher high, blue red means lower low, or higher low, lower high. That's a car alarm. You're right. That is a car alarm. That is a truly annoying car alarm. Dr. D gets that right. I will. Santiago, I will email Rob. Anybody else? Remember, so I just want to make sure everybody understands. You can only get the wealth charts indicator if you do this deal, okay? You need to do this deal. Then you buy wealth charts. I'll actually buy a couple of free wealth charts for you, or I'll give you credit to buy the wealth charts. But you can't have the indicator unless you do this deal. So there's a few people that were a little bit confused. I want to clarify that. QR this deal, or I'll just put the link into this deal. Just 1 second. I'll put the link in. And do this deal. And if I know that you have, Santiago, you have it. So so I will enable it for you. No problem. No problem. We'll get it going here. All right, 9:30, market open. We are ready for business. And basically just negative dots all the way through. So let's give it the first 5 minutes, 3 minutes. Let's see how this plays out, trades out. Okay, so this is an interesting. If this thing goes green dot, that's clearly not going to be a trade for us because this dot is much higher, right? But it's interesting to note for me to walk you through the whole sequence of setups here of how we want to do this. "30 seconds into the open, it's 9:31. Market's kind of unwinding the CPI bump. Stay patient with this. Now, generally, we only want to trade trend, but we can definitely, play around with counter trend trades here. In this case, the counter trend trades, if this red dot holds, are pretty good because we're talking about the high here is 2025, and the high here is 1979. It's literally like 45 points of difference, and we only need 5 points to really make it a clean, clear lower low. So we'll let this play out. Let's see what it wants to do. So far, no green dots or red dots or anything else. Oh, John says he's up 950 this morning. That's really good, John. What are you trading? I'm up about 350 in my funded, relatively calm stuff. 52 seconds, red dot holds, 49 seconds. So this is not a trend trade because trend is still positive, but it is a momentum trade because we got red dots. And if the red dot stays, there will be a negative slope trade, the kind of trade we like. Really, really good slope because you can see this is much, much higher than this, much higher than 5 points. So we'll watch this carefully. If this holds, we'll try to trade this. "15, 16 seconds left. It doesn't look like we get a trade. Oh, no trade. Gold actually has a trade. Let's do gold. Let's see if this works. Let me see, make sure that this is correct. No. All right, short gold here. This is sort of a trade. We have negative, just the beginning of a negative trend, negative momentum, and the two slopes are definitely very negative. The high here is 61.7, and the high here is 59.1. So absolutely, more than 1 point. But this is gold, and gold is bouncing back, and it's we're short this trade, and it's eating us. Our target here is 54.8, and it's gone right against us on this trade because I'm just I'm getting whipsawed on the open here big time. Mainly because this isn't the perfect trade that I want, because what we want is the whole thing to be fully trend compliant, but it's not. I took an early trade. It looks like I just ate another loss. That's good. Oh, that's the beauty. That's the beauty part. Wait, hold on. No dots. I thought we had a dot here. Okay, 10 seconds left. Pretty legit setup if this stays as a dot. Nope, I'm not getting the trades. Okay. NAS still staying positive trend. There's a green dot over here. You can't quite see it. We would need 2 green dots. We'd need this green dot and then one more green dot in order for us to create a positive trend trade. But if it does, then we're going to go large into that trade. We're going to give ourselves a shot. So you can't really see it a little bit because it's getting hidden by the box. But if this thing trades a little bit higher, it's going to give us a green dot. So far, it's not even able to do that. How's gold doing? Everything very choppy. Nothing really clean here. Let's see what. Okay, so Nasdaq green dot. Next green dot, candle close, legit trade, like a truly legit trade. We'll take it. Yeah. But that's always the case. It seems like the first 15, 20 minutes here, very, very, hesitant price action on both sides of the equation. Just kind of show you guys what this looks like in the new coloring scheme. So you have like the white, and then if this actually went to green dot, that would be the white green dot sequence, which would be really cool. You have that actually in the S&P. Here's the S&P. Actually, it's also showing up in NASDAQ too. 48 seconds, NASDAQ really looking good. Okay, we've got the same kind of a thing here, just 2 greens, but needs to hold. "26 seconds. 17 seconds. Okay, buy. I'm long this. The target is 98. Wow. Just not getting any of it. That's a legit trade, and it's just popping me out because of volatility. Really, really struggling in the first. This has been a story the last couple of days, and I've been, I notice I'm very, very cautious, and like I'm not trading my funded account during this time because it just seems like the first 15, 20 minutes of the open is just zero continuity trades right now. And this is literally the first truly legitimate setup, like a really good, clean setup. And it's just getting whacked on vol. Although, big recovery, we're targeting 98. Let's see if we can make the play here. Yeah, just really, really vol. Looks like I'm blown out, right? Did it just take me out? Did I hit liquidation threshold? I must have hit liquidation threshold. Yeah. Wow. No, I think I just hit the stop. No. I just hit the stop out. It just it literally died out. This was the first truly legitimate trade, and it just did not work. So okay, we'll let it be. What's gold looking like? Gold also has just nothing clean on it right now. Ironically enough, if I was trading S&P, which I really like trading the S&P lately, had I taken this 48, this actually would have totally gotten me done. That actually would have worked nicely. It's just NASDAQ that's been really toppy. Yeah, the G5 says it got up to 97. So it's just really choppy as hell. Remember you were telling me that you like to trade ES. For my fund, that's all I'm trading because I really like the cleanliness of ES. It's so much better in its structure. The stops and targets and wealth charts are right here. You have to go to simple bracket. You have to go to simple bracket, click take profit clip, stop loss, create your stops, and then it will remember it forever. So it's really useful. All right. No clean setups, nothing going on here, guys. Really choppy. We just have to grin and bear it and wait. We gotta wait to see it. Oh, okay, great. I actually have we're in a trend-based sell mode here. So let's do this. We're gonna sell this. This is I'm gonna do this on the micro. Sell, right? Two of these things. We're gonna put the stop right over here. Put the first target over here and the second target over here. Here's my buy limit. Did I get done? So I got done on one. Now I'm working the other one. This is actually really good because I wanted to show you sort of the buy limit actually goes over here. Let me see if I can move this up. See if it hits me. There we go. And we're done. We're done on both trades. And it's like this is a much for some people a much more attractive way to trade because this is more of a positional trade where you see it spits out when I'm in BFF trend, spit out a sell signal, a first target, a second target. I sold two of them right away. Very easy to drag and drop using the fixed targets on wealth charts. And actually, the trade was very fast. Usually, the trades are not that fast, but the trade kind of was very fast in terms of resolving here. And I'm happy to one of the that signal is if you go to BK Scalper, you go to parameters, you choose under the trend condition the BFF trend. That's the one. That's the one you want to choose. And I think what I'm going to do is every week I'm going to feature one of the strategies that's embedded in the thing. And this week we'll do BFF trend as a featured trade strategy. Then we'll do turn. Then we'll do the middle of the day strategy is going to have to be a special session for us. But this will give you a good idea. So like this particular account, this is the account that I kind of set aside for it. That's the account where we can use more positional trades. And that, of course, I'm using very small micro lots, but you have really big big potential moves here. You have like 5, 6, 7 point moves, which is like $50, $60 trades off of just a micro lot position, instead of just doing these little scalps that I do with you constantly, which are great, but clearly not working today. Is the market turning really negative? Just looking at this. So, like, this is my funded account, which I'm gonna trade with you just for shits and giggles here. 15, 16 seconds. I'm gonna try and sell my S&P here because again, this is, it's not negative trend, but it's really, really turning negative. And I'm gonna sell this here. Sell. All right, well, let's see if this works. Oops. Oh, what did I just do? No. God damn it. Come on. Get in there. No. I don't know where I entered. Shit. What is that? I entered at 37, so I came in at 38, so I need to be at 42. No, 42. Okay. All right. Sorry. It's a little bit, and yeah, even my funded is going to get clipped today on just no continuity. Wow, guys, I had such a great morning. I was like killing it. The moment the market opens up, none of these trades are working today. It just, it happens. It's Wednesday. Wednesday is sometimes can be just my most trying day. Sorry, nothing is just going right today as far as signals go. I eat this. I'm going to eat this on my funded. Fortunately, I had a pretty good day on funded so far, so I'm not going to suffer too much, and I'll be able to recover this hopefully. Look at that. I can't even get the continuity to go here. That really sucked. Yeah, it's just nothing going on here. No setups, nothing going on. We just have to be very, very patient. Look at gold, just how choppy it is. This is all around the 200 period average, just showing you there's very little trend in gold today. So it's sort of like when you look at the price action of what's going on in the markets today, it looks like we have this big CPI, unwound the whole thing. But now, the sellers really hit into support here. It'll be interesting. This is going to be a kind of a do or die situation for us in terms of, is it going to give us a bounce signal or not? So under this new coloring scheme, basically, this is the same thing as looking at this over here and just looking for 2 green dots in a row. In this case, it'll be a white dot and a green dot. So the first dot is white because obviously it's much lower than the prior green dot. The second dot, if it comes in by its very definition, is going to be a higher green dot. So it just makes it easier to see when you have a white-green sequence versus a green-green sequence like that for a signal. But regardless, that's what it's going to be as far as signaling goes for us. Yeah, John says that normally when you see a bounce like that, you'll see a reverse incline to the highs and the news effect. That's true, but today, it's just not. Yeah, that's why not every day is the same. That's what makes markets so interesting. Um, oh, you know what I wanted to put up here, guys? Uh, Here we go. I want to put up the Apex feed just because I want to make sure that everybody remembers it's still 80% off on Apex, and today is like a perfect day. You burn an account, it's nothing to come back and redo it. So this account obviously probably going to be burnt on just bad trading. Um, I want to do a couple of things here. Um, I want so I'm going to go. Honestly, I want to trade my funded account here with you guys first, just for you kind of to see how I do it. Because this is a very, very clean white green sequence. It's a double green sequence, positive trend, blah blah blah. 22 seconds left. Let's see. Oh, sorry, we're in the. I got to show you the S&P, the ES. Okay, here we go. Let's see if this holds out. 11 seconds. Okay. All right, long this, and then let's go over here and buy NASDAQ. And NASDAQ target is going to be, again, back to our favorite 98.75. Let's see if NASDAQ wants to get us done at 98.75. Maybe not. I'm just, today is just, today is a day where every one of my signals is getting killed. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry. That account just got burnt. So it's fine. Here's the beauty. We can do the same trade in the other account, the 103. Actually, probably better price, a little bit better prices. Let's give it a shot. So we'll take that trade in the 103. See how easy it is to switch accounts and wealth charts. If it was only that easy for us to catch trade signals, then we'd be in great shape. But no, NASDAQ and both. I'm just getting clobbered in all of them. No continuity at all, guys. There's no continuity at all. Not working. That's not working today. What can you do? This NASDAQ has a 988 target. So maybe, we'll see if we get lucky and rally. But this one today has just not been working. Wow. I should have been trading with you from 7 to 9 when all the trades were working, when there's a lot of continuity. Did this thing get done? Oh, this thing get done actually. So the NASDAQ trade did rally and work. So this account now we can kind of nurse towards target. But the other account was blown, which is no biggie. We're gonna go reset that for a whopping $29. Give ourselves a couple of days and see if we can fund that. That's the whole game plan. The game is always to preserve the fundeds and trade the evals really, really hard to get to the fundeds. My funded got clipped a couple of times here, but I'm basically nowhere near. I'm a little bit positive still on the day on my funded. Although I'll be honest with you, I really got much worse hit today on the funded than I thought I would, given the way it's traded. This is, again, it just stopped me out on the retrace on the funded right over here. Stopped me out only to hit my target. Just that's the kind of day it is today. But yeah, when you can trade 25,000 for $20, it's no brain deal. Easy deal. All right, guys, I gotta run. Not a great day today. I'm sorry. The final trade worked, but that's just how it works sometimes. Sometimes the opening market hours just are really, really not good. Today was a day where, nothing really, really worked. This trade failed, which was a legit trade. This trade failed. Now, this trade actually would have worked in the S&P, but in NASDAQ it failed, and this trade in NASDAQ failed as well. So just hard knocks. That's how it goes sometimes. We'll regroup. I'll be back in Asia. Hopefully, we'll catch a little bit better trends. And as always, the moment I get off air, I promise you, there's going to be a massive rally, 40 points up in the S&P, and everything you lose, you'll be able to catch if you just simply focus and keep the trades on. That's the whole point. Is if you stay small enough that you can survive the puke backs, you'll be able to get it all back when the trend resumes itself, which it looks like it's kind of actually doing now. So we just got caught in the big UE because it just wasn't wasn't conducive for us. All right, I got to run. I'll see everybody tonight. Thank you so much, guys. Everybody get some Apex accounts. Everybody enjoy. Have a great day. Bye-bye.